Hi and welcome to my PlayHouse, and today we're gonna be messing around with this Asus server ESC4000 Gen 2. Yeah, I've been looking at graphics cards for it and online and new ones and used ones and gotten suggestions from you guys, and I've been looking at the Tesla K80. But oh, I am damn cheap when it comes to that. That's a 6 years old graphics card or graphic accelerator, and it's still $200. I really want to make sure that I get some good performance for my hard-earned money, and so should you. Today we're gonna be messing around with some old crap that I have laying around. Yeah, if anyone is into Bitcoin mining, this was a purchase that I did when Bitcoin mining was a thing, and it did fairly good in Bitcoin mining. So, but I lent it out to my cousin, and I think he broke it. This has the Batman fans out the back. I want to try that. If it's totally dead, broken, and gone, well, I might have that much more room in the data center if I just get rid of that. When I was cleaning the data center, I threw out the box. I kept that for many years. Then we have the grid card, the NVIDIA Grid K1 card. Might go try that. Oh, remind me that it has a protective plastic thing. It's really hard to put that in the PCI Express port. Then a nice subscriber sent me this card a bit long ago. I do not remember in what regard, but I remember that I haven't used it for anything, and therefore, yeah, we might do that. It's from 2010. It's old. As I was Bitcoin mining, I got this one, and when the Bitcoin mining stopped being interesting, which turned out to be a big mistake to not just keep that going, but who knew? I got this card because this card was really fast at rendering my videos. At the time it was called Sony Movie Studio Platinum 13. Oh, it was 13 Platinum. And this video card was really good at GPU rendering my videos out, and so I got that. And it has done a lot of videos. I think we will start trying to pop this in, see if it fits at all. So, as people that follow my videos will know, this server was graciously donated from Bargain Hardware in the UK, bargainhardware.co.uk. And as Brexit has just passed through and there was a deal made, I do believe that you can still get your servers from the UK without taxes and stuff. It is a bit more complicated because of some red tape and stuff, some paperwork. It should be possible at no extra cost. And on top of that, I have seen that Bargain Hardware has dropped the price on this server 40-ish pounds. So that's quite a drop. If you're interested, they're cheap. On the back of the server there are two tiny screws that hold this riser card in place, together with a larger screw up here. So we're gonna keep those safe, and we're gonna very carefully take this up. I do believe on those big graphics cards I need to take it up. This would have been an awesome mining server back in the days. I've been reading up on this a little bit. There are 4 X16 slots here. If you want to put in 2 graphics cards with X16s, well, you can do that, and each of them will be X16. If you want to put in 4 cards here, they can only do X8. So if you use more than 2 of them, they become X8. We'll put it on the bottom because it has this fan, and that way that fan can suck in more air. So if you put 4 cards in here, it's only X8, but as long as you only put 2 in there, it's X16. Well, it's smart enough, I guess. We need to move this. Oh, that's tight. It doesn't feel like that has ever been out of there. There, we're gonna put that up here. There, good. And then I see that we're gonna get in trouble with these air things down here. We need to remove one of those because the graphics card is too long. So The bottom one is out of here. And I am not a fan of these tiny screws everywhere. I think I did mention that more than once, but yeah, you get it again. This is the AMD Radeon HD 5970. This was a beefy bastard at the time. It's rather old. I believe this is from 2010. It says 2010 right there, so I'm guessing that is the production year, and it kind of adds up. I got this used for my Bitcoin mining at the time. We need to figure out, oh, the power goes there. So it takes an 8-pin and a 6-pin. So hungry bugger as well. So let's pop that in. This is gonna be great if it works. Otherwise it's just gonna be okay, a bit difficult here. We have some screws to put in up here to keep the graphics card in. It would have been nice with a screwless solution for this. Just do another one just because we can. We have one left because we took that metal bracket out on the back. So let's just, and we can connect the power down here. It's awesome that the connections are just there and we don't have to think about it. I am worried about if it will fit in here. It's gonna be a worry. It's gonna be tight as heck, that's for sure. So yeah, those cables are not great down there. They are kind of really crammed up against the case here, but I guess it's okay as long as the card survives. And the other cable I've tucked over here, so there's no danger of it getting in the way of the fan. This is actually pretty well. If the GPU blows its air that way, it should be great. If it blows air that way, well, it might not be as good. But I think we're good to go. I tightened this screw down here, just, I don't know. I'm not gonna do the two small ones on the back. It doesn't matter. Last time I installed server 2019 on this server, so we don't have to do that unless the graphics card totally fucks that up. I'm not expecting it to. If there are any drivers available for this graphics card, well, time will show. There, and we could also get in trouble with the graphics output if the card suddenly thinks that it has to do the output. Okay, server is not doing anything yet. Would have expected some lights up here. So maybe we should just try the power on button. Well, okay, I'm just used to something blinking up here, so that surprised me. I haven't put the LED on yet. I wanted to make sure that the fan on the GPU was running. And there is air coming out this way. There's a bloody lot of air coming up this way. Well, that must be from here. So it has a good cooling solution down here. Oh, I missed it. It just told me that it had to reboot because it had found some AMD stuff. So, crappity crap. I was too slow on the camera. Entschuldigung. Okay, it came up again and everything looks kind of okay-ish. It didn't find the right driver. It has replaced it with a Microsoft Basic display adapter. There are some video hardware right here. I didn't really see that. And that needs something. Might not be able to do that. I'll go check if there might be a Windows 10 driver or something. Okay, so I went to my computer and I went to on AMD's page and I found the drivers for the Catalyst here, and also some third-party. I'm not totally sure. It actually says AMD Institute. So yeah, we're gonna try it. We're gonna try this old one first. It should be for Windows 10. So let's see what happens. It might just complain. It might also just take a while. Let's see how that goes. AMD Catalyst install. I'll bring you back. This is not interesting. Oh dear, my display resolution is too low for the installation experience here. Right, I'm not gonna do that. Okay, that went really well. It says that it has installed that, so my user installation experience is okay as long as it works. It wants to reboot. I was expecting that. Oh, and after that reboot, we have two AMD Radeon HD 5900 series GPUs here. That's because this card has two processors on it, or graphic unit thingies on it. That's okay, it shows up like this. So I have installed a GPU set here that will give us a little bit more data on the graphics card in there. It tells me that there's an update available. That's the irritating thing about this. There's always an update available. But it's an AMD Radeon HD 5900 series card, blah 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 blah. It has two GPUs, and you can kind of see them down here as well. There are two GPUs available. That brings a little bit of trouble to what I'm gonna be showing you next, because I from time to time get a complaint that I'm not showing what the GPUs can really be used for, so I have found another example than folding at home. Here I have my editing program. This is a Vegas Movie Studio 16 Platinum. Yeah, it's up there. And it utilizes GPU when doing different stuff. Up here under options and preferences and video, right here there's GPU acceleration for video processing, and in here I can only pick one of the two GPUs in there, which means that I can only utilize half of this graphics card. That's a bit of a shame, but we can see it working or doing something, so let's just cancel that. I have enabled it, otherwise it doesn't do anything. But if we take GPU set here and switch over to sensors, we can see that the GPU load right there is 0%. So if I go down here and I start the video somewhere, this is the New Year's video, and we enable GPU set. We can now see that the GPU load is, well, it goes up and down 20–50%. So it's using the GPU to render the video that I'm watching over here. It does also have those 48 threads in there, or 24 cores. So it's not having any trouble, I'm guessing. We could see that. Yeah. This is a 4K video that we're playing, and it's doing 4%. So I want to do a render test and see if I can activate the GPU rendering output. But this video is like 24 minutes long, and I must admit that even on my good server, where I normally do this on, it took 4 hours to export this in 4K, and I am not willing to use 4 hours for a tiny test that I have to do over. So I'm gonna cut this down to about 2 minutes, and we'll try and do a render out of that. See how long that takes, with and without the GPU acceleration. Okay, I have shortened the project down, so it's just about 2 minutes now. So it's not gonna take me all day. So make it movie, save to hard drive, advanced. We're gonna go with their own magic codecs here, and we're gonna pick 4K. I'm not gonna mess with that. Right now I have turned GPU rendering off. In this test it might though be, well, with all those CPU cores. Oh, it's ramping up now. We can see all the CPUs going up. We're at 90% on all the CPUs doing this 4K video. So yeah, it's gonna take 10 minutes ish. It's actually still going up. It's using all the CPUs full throttle, almost 100%, and it's rather noisy doing that. So yeah, it's working hard on this. It's gonna be a great test. It's gonna take just about 10 minutes. So yeah. Okay, results are in. It actually took 11 minutes and 37 seconds. I'm gonna try and enable the GPU and see if we are lucky. So together with enabling the GPU here, I'm gonna go to General, and I'm gonna go down here and allow legacy GPU rendering. It's an old GPU, so yeah, we might need that. And when we do that, it wants to reboot. We're gonna do that as well. So with those two tiny settings, we can go up and we can save our video again, advanced, and pick this one. And I picked the wrong one. I normally just record everything in 4K 30 frames per second or 29 point. I picked the wrong one. That was 60 frames. I don't actually record in that. I don't think I can, but to make it comparable, we're gonna pick that one again. And we're gonna leave everything the same. I'm rendering out to a new location. I couldn't find the bloody file, but it's on the same disk, so no difference there. So render, and it's starting. So let's see. GPU set here. We can see that now there is a GPU load here, 62%. And let's also check the CPUs. They are doing less. Maybe it goes up, but well, 80%. Well, no, maybe they're actually going up full throttle. Yeah, so the GPU is doing about 75%, 77, and the CPUs are doing about 80, 90%. So, okay, it's gonna be interesting. Right now, the time seems to be also at about 11 minutes 37 seconds or so. So now it's ending the video. I'm on my way on the outro here, and you can kind of see that right now the GPU is doing a lot. Over here it's at almost 60%, whereas the CPUs down here is only at 30%. So the outro here is really GPU active and not very CPU active. So right now the GPU is doing most of the work. Okay, that brought us down to 11 minutes and 10 seconds. That's 27 seconds better than before. Well, I'm still surprised that that card worked at all, and that I was able to get the drivers in there in Server 2019. 10 years old graphics card and so on and so forth. It might not seem very impressive to have this graphic card cut 27 seconds off the time of this rendering, but that's because it's up against a lot of CPU power. These CPUs, well, there's 24 cores. Hyper-threading, that's 48 threads, and that's a 10-year-old GPU. And even with that, it was able to improve the time for this rendering. You can get something that is too slow, so that it actually spends more time giving jobs to the GPU. But we were lucky this time. And remember, this GPU, we were only able to use one out of the two GPUs on there. So if I had been able to use both of them, well, we would have gotten more. But that's the software. Doesn't do that. Therefore, it will be interesting to try this GPU card or graphics card, because it only has one GPU processor. Should be a little bit faster than those two GPUs in this one combined. So yeah, that will be interesting for an upcoming video, trying and beat that card with this card. It should be possible, as well, the software helps it with only being able to use one of those two GPUs. For Bitcoin mining, this GPU in here was awesome. It was able to do a lot of Bitcoins, but that was back in 2013 or something like that. And yeah, how time flies. Today I'm gonna promote my Patreon channel a little bit. Every week I do a weekly video on Patreon where I tell you, all the patrons, what I've been up to, what video they can expect. Today is Sunday when recording this. That means that I am gonna be recording a Patreon video just when I'm done here, and they will know about this in a few hours or so. They might be the first to decide that well, let's try this card. Nah, let's let's go directly to this card. Funny story, there's actually the same processor in these two cards, each kind of the same processor. This is the professional card, this is the gamer card. This one I got because it was cool and it fitted in a one-use slot, and yes, it was sponsored by Patrons. I will very much encourage you to go check me out on Patreon, where I do these weekly videos and where you might be the first guy to tell me that I should do this and that and this and that, because you will know before everyone else. Sometimes I am able to make changes to the video before they get out because of Patreon input. It's not expensive at all, but all of those small contributions, well, they become hardware here and there, and I keep that hardware around for years and years. Some of these graphics cards has been in multiple videos, and this one and this one and the one sitting in the computer has actually done rendering on my actual videos. The one in here, not very many. This one was in my computer at my apartment when I lived there for a long time, and I used that. It was very good. And then I got this for doing the same work in a server instead of using my workstation. This has also been doing a decent amount of work. This is also cool because it only has one power plug, a 6-pin. This one has two 6-pins. But patrons, do go help me out. I have been losing a few patrons here over Christmas. There can be multiple reasons, but promoting it, I might gain some of you back or gain some new ones. So and also please like this video. Thank you very much for watching my videos. Do subscribe to my channel so that you can see me again, and have a really nice day. Bye bye.